Produced by the Cleveland Sound Radio Network, here is the This Is Awesome Wrestling Show, hosted by Glenn Moore and Steve Guy.
Welcome to the This Is Awesome Wrestling Show, episode number 98, Part A. I'm your host for this episode, Glenn Moore, and the reason why we're doing two shows this week is because we have an exclusive interview with NXT star and Cleveland native. You all know him in the area from AIW. He is Johnny Gargano. He was in studio with us last night, and I had a chance to speak with him about his experience in Brooklyn for NXT Takeover, what Triple H said to him after the match. Also, he tells us the origins of the Glorious Bombs, and he lets us know how that came about, if there's any more in the can when it comes to those videos. And he also talks about Cleveland wrestling being a hotbed for top guys in WWE, NXT, and also TNA. And we talk about a few more things. But it's a nice little 15-minute interview with Johnny Gargano, and that's this week's episode, Part A. We'll be back on Thursday, giving you probably a recap of SummerSlam and other news tidbits when it comes to WWE and TNA and professional wrestling. So make sure to check out our feed on iTunes and Stitcher, and also on Google Play. We're on there. And you guys can check out all of our content on Twitter. We post everything to Twitter at TIA Wrestling. We're on Instagram, and we're on Facebook. Our website is being revamped, so announcing that, our show is sticking around. We are going to be past 100, and we will be revealing some details about our studio audience sit-in when it comes to filming and taping episode number 100. So we'll let you guys come in studio, hang out. We'll have some food. We have some drinks for you. And it's only going to be a select amount of people who will be able to come in the studio with us. So if you guys want to join, let us know on our Facebook page and also our Twitter. And we'll make sure to reach out to you and let you know the address and how to get here and to be a part of the live taping of episode 100 of the This Is Awesome Wrestling Show. All right, let's get into it. An exclusive interview with NXT star Johnny Gargano here on the This Is Awesome Wrestling Show. Welcome back. This is Awesome Wrestling Show and an exclusive interview right now, 48 hours removed from NXT Takeover in Brooklyn. We have Cleveland's own Johnny Gargano in studio with myself here. Johnny, we talked 18 months ago. You were on the show for the first time, and we talked about the possibility of going to NXT, going to WWE, and now 18 months later, you stole the show 48 hours ago in a stat card in a tag team title match. First, how is it coming out to that big Brooklyn crowd, and just your overall expectations that live up to that, and just your overall personal reaction to how the match transpired and also the crowd?
It was wild. Being there in that building and looking up and seeing there were actual human beings that far up in the stands.
Yeah. So
mind blowing to me. And, I'm very aloof when it comes to people's reactions. For me, I never take for granted that I'm going to go out there and people are going to be cheering for me or happy to see me. I always expect, especially in that audience, wrestling in front of 15,000 people for the first time in Brooklyn, New York, I don't expect that 15,000 people are going to go nuts for me. I'm used to, I tweeted out earlier in the week, I've had some of my best matches in front of 50 people in bingo halls and VFW halls and things like that. Wrestling in front of over 15,000 people, that's brand new to me. But to be on that show, when you think about it, it really is NXT's WrestleMania. It's the biggest show they do of the year. To be on that show and to be heavily featured and to go out there and be allowed to do what we do and go out there and have that type of match and get that type of reaction and get a standing ovation in Brooklyn, New York on the biggest show of the year, it's still mind-blowing to me. And I think I wish I lived in the moment more because I would have appreciated it more. I've watched the match back a couple times now, and I still get goosebumps when I our song hits,
and
the reaction that comes up when our song hits, it's mind blowing to me. It's super cool, man. It's a dream come true.
And when you went from the ring after the match to Gorilla, and I know Triple H is obviously the main man when it comes to these NXT shows. Do you have anything to say to you after the match?
He's very proud. That's the type of reaction that's amazing to me. Is a guy that I looked up to for my entire childhood and life. Like Triple H was the man when I was growing up, and to have him be so complimentary. Of course, NXT's his baby. He's the man there, and to have him be so appreciative and proud of what we did. Because of course, look at me and Tommaso. We're two indie kids.
Yeah.
Like the whole thing where we came out with the DIY shirts, it really is true. Like we've done it our way. Like we've done it on our terms. Like it's very much so us. And to get that opportunity to wrestle on that stage and to have that type of match and to, all that stuff put together and all that wrapped into one, it's mind blowing. It's everything I could have ever wanted to be. I think I pictured, I put together a best case scenario about what would happen after the match and the crowd reaction and things like that. And I think it far exceeded anything I could have expected.
Let's talk about these glorious bombs.
Oh boy.
These videos that are going viral all over. And, these aren't, part of NXT show or on a network or anything like that. They're on YouTube. They're on Twitter, Facebook. Who made the idea? And did you ever think that these will get the views that they have right now?
Okay, so this is the first time I've actually told this story on a podcast or anything like that. But so we were doing walkthroughs for the Cruiserweight Classic.
Okay.
And they played this Glorious song. They played Bobby's song.
It's glorious.
Yes, it's glorious. And we all thought that was going to be the theme song for the show. That was going to be the Cruiserweight Classic theme. That was going to open it. So we all got excited. We're like, this is our song. This song rules. It's awesome. So we're all saying glorious, glorious, and doing hand motions. And we're we should do this, we should do that. This is our song. And then we later find out it's Bobby's song. And we immediately are really angry with Bobby. We're what the heck? That's our song. Why is Bobby get such a cool song? So every single time we saw Bobby, we'd tell him oh man, we really want your song. And every single time we saw him, me and Tommaso would go up to him and say glorious and sing his song to him.
Yeah.
And so we do that. And one day I said to Tommaso, because the song got released on YouTube, I was like, it'd be funny if we had a phone and we played a song and just ran up to him and played his song and filmed us doing that. And Tommaso was like, we should do it. And I'm more of an idea guy. Mm-hmm. Tommaso's more the go and doer guy. He has no filter and he'll go and do things. I'm more this would be funny if we do that, and hypothetical guy, and that'd be cool. And I was just saying it as a joke. And Tommaso was like, we should actually do it. So he went up to Bobby and asked him. And Bobby was like, yeah, sure, let's do it. But he wasn't let's do it, definitely. He was like, yeah, sure, let's try it, let's do it. So we were all in the gym, and we decided we're going to film one at the gym first, and that was where the first one took place. So we have Bobby go and do a fake rep. And I like to point out, the fake rep Bobby does is with 70-pound dumbbells. He just picks them up and rips them out, no problem. So we filmed that first one, and we posted. I'm oh, that's cool, we did it. That was funny. But then it starts getting blown up online, and the favorites come through the roof, and the retweets go through the roof, and it's it's going viral.
Yeah.
And we go on the bus to go to the show that night, and the social media guy for WWE stops us and gives us high fives. He's like, that's awesome, keep doing them. So that whole night we spent coming up with glorious bombs ideas and filming this one. We filmed not to spoil anything for everybody, but we filmed all those in the same night. We ripped them all because we knew we'll post one here, we'll post one there.
Yeah.
We put together a plan on when we do it with the social media guy and stuff like that. Because then after we post a few there, someone showed us a text message from Triple H saying, tell Gargano and Ciampa I love the glorious bombs. So we're like, if he loves them, we gotta definitely keep doing them. So that getting that reaction and having it go viral and seeing the people's reaction to it and having people film their own videos and having everything like that, it's super cool. I've never experienced something like that, and I think it's really helped us. It's helped a lot of people see more of our personalities.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's you don't have that much opportunity to show it during the NXT shows. I mean, obviously you're very good in the ring, and you, Tommaso, are very good in the ring chemistry-wise, but they don't have that chance to see the personality. And even I think it helped the song, catch on even more because it's Bobby Roode, big free agent from TNA to NXT, And
the song is actually #1 right now on iTunes.
it's amazing. And the song is great. It's going to be great whether you guys do these glorious bombs anyway.
Yeah.
I think, but it helped that. It helped Bobby Roode and it helped you guys with personality. So are there more coming out?
Maybe. We're undecided at this point. Like, we don't want to force anything.
Yeah. You want to beat a dead horse.
Yeah, like we feel like we got to put a lot of good content right now. If there's an overwhelming demand for them, we will film more. Like you kind of saw at Takeover, we did kind of a little nod to the Glorious Bomb when we did our walk-up shot, and Bobby came in the background and nodded at us.
Yeah.
And that was like when I loved. I wish I can contain my level of joy that I felt in the moment when I saw Bobby walk through his entrance for Takeover, because I didn't know any of that was going to happen.
Yeah.
And when I saw him up on the thing and come down from heaven, I was like, oh, my God. This is amazing. Yeah, so there's none right now in the can. There's actually one right now in the can.
Oh.
There's one in the can.
All right.
But not spoiling for you guys, so we'll see if that comes eventually.
Now you have your final show for AIW, which is going to be your last independent match.
Yes.
And here in AIW. You can find tickets online, AIWrestling.com. But how is that going to be for you, man? How is that? Are you an emotional kind of guy? Is there going to be tears dripping down your face, Ric Flair style? Or
I am an emotional guy, but I'm kind of reserved as well. I'm not sure. I might feel like I'm going to have to look around and feel in the moment.
Yeah.
It's funny to me because I've seen so many of these goodbye speeches, and I remember when I was younger, like I would like after like Shawn Michaels gave his and guys gave theirs, like I would take it upon myself to think, and I've seen so many with Punk and guys like that and Brian, like I've seen guys give their farewells, and I always thought like, what would I do? What would I say when I did mine? And I've tried to put myself in that mindset. This was years ago. Tried to put myself in that mindset of what I would do and what I would say. But like at this point now, I don't even know. Like my whole family is going to be there. Some of my new family will be there because I'm getting married the week before. The day after my last show is the reception, our Cleveland reception of our wedding. So it's going to be such an emotionally charged like couple days that actually I'm going through. So who knows? I may just lose my mind. We'll have to see on September 23rd. So be there. That'll sell you a ticket if you want to see me lose my mind.
So what is the status of Johnny Gargano? Are you going to be, obviously you're exclusive to WWE.
Yep.
Does that mean you're going to be full-time NXT? Are you going to move down there?
We don't know yet. I mean, it's a fluid situation. Everyone knows like things can change in a day, especially like everything going on there. It's a multi-billion-dollar company right now. Right now I'm focused on NXT. I think me and Tommaso have, something really good going on right now, something very different, and I feel like we're just now hitting our stride. I feel like we have a lot of potential, and I'm excited to see what the future holds.
Now, you mentioned, obviously your wife-to-be, Candice LeRae, who is an excellent wrestler in her own right. Could we see her follow your footsteps?
You never know. I mean, I think she's one of the best wrestlers in the world, whether female or male, and I'm not just saying that because I'm engaged to her. I'm saying that because I've been in the ring with her, and I know how talented she is. I know how passionate she is, and she's absolutely fantastic. You never know. And the thing with that is, if we get asked that question a lot.
Yeah.
She gets asked that question a lot. I mean, when we're at merchandise tables, a lot of people come up to her and say, "Oh, why don't you have Johnny get you in NXT?" And her reaction is what it is. Her reaction is like, I would never want him to do that because she doesn't want me to get her into NXT.
Yeah.
She's very talented. She can get herself into NXT. Like she's worked hard throughout her entire career. She wants to earn it. She wants to get there on her own accord. And, that's the type of person she is. And I commend her for that. And I think, the future holds great things. Like she's excited about the future, but on the same token, she's also excited about giving the world a future little Johnny Gargano. So who knows what could happen there? But yeah, so you never know what could happen.
Final question. Cleveland seems to be, the heart of the wrestling map right now. Yourself, EC3, who's a higher guy in TNA. Obviously, you have Miz, a longtime veteran in WWE. Same with Ziggler. Dana Brooke, he made the jump from NXT to now the main roster on Raw. It's a lot of, not the people who just live in Cleveland, but are from Cleveland. They were born here. it's just, I mean, is there something in the water, or is it just?
I don't know, man. I think it's the type of people that Cleveland produces. Honestly, I think they produce a very blue collar, hardworking person, and I think that's what it takes to make it in wrestling. Is you need to be hardworking. There's so many guys out there that want to be professional wrestlers, but it takes a special person to go out there and outwork someone, to be told that you're not going to do this and you're not going to do that, and you're too big, you're too small, you're too whatever, and not listen to anyone and go out there and do things your way.
Yeah.
And I think it takes a special person to do that. And I think in Cleveland, Ohio, you get the mentality of, you're always told, oh, you're always made fun of your entire life. When people find out you're from Cleveland, you're like, oh, I'm so sorry for you. But, you take great pride in that. And I think that's something you take over in the wrestling business, is you have pride in yourself and you know what's good. And once you know what's good and you know what you can do, you can bring that to the table. And I think people from Cleveland are very different. They're a different breed. And I think it really helps in wrestling.
Not going to cry, but congratulations on all your success. Good luck to you. And, it's, not because for, being a wrestler, but being from Cleveland and seeing a guy from Cleveland succeed. So good luck to you and congratulations, man.
Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it very much.
Thanks for listening to this part A of episode number 98. We truly appreciate it. We'll talk to you guys in a couple days for episode number 98 part 2, as we go more towards our SummerSlam recap and also some TNA and whatnot, news tidbits, shorter shows, more interviews coming up. We're going really, really hard with our interviews in the coming weeks. And our website's being revamped as we speak. We have more of a one-stop shop when it comes to This Is Awesome Wrestling Show, and we'll be posting more on there. We'll have a show page where you can listen to all our podcasts just, with one show. Links to all our feeds, our social media. So ThisIsAwesomeWrestlingShow.com is being revamped, and we'll be up by the end of the week, hopefully for part 2 of episode number 98. All right, guys. We will talk to you guys in a couple days. And if you listen to the show, if you're a new listener, we really appreciate you guys listening. So make sure you subscribe or follow us on Twitter and Facebook. We'll talk to you guys then. This has been This Is Awesome Wrestling Show.